By your first week's end, you serviced 47 soldiers.
47 in a week, bro? What? Oh my gosh. Your life as a comfort woman. All right, let's watch it.
You're 17 years old in Japanese-occupied Korea in 1941 when they come with their polished promises. Your village of
First of all, what is a comfort woman? That just to me sounds like somebody who owns you, or I think it's like a slave of some sort. No? I could be wrong, but they're trying to make it sound like it's something good when it's really not.
Andong shivers under colonial rule. Japanese soldiers patrol like wolves. Your Korean name has been replaced with Yamamoto Junko. And speaking your mother tongue earns you bloody knuckles from the teacher's stick. Your family is starving. Your father works 16-hour factory shifts for pennies. Your mother's fingers bleed from endless mending. And your 14-year-old brother coughs like he's dying from the inside out. Winter has been brutal. Rice is rationed. And the rent...
Bro, this makes me realize how good we have it in America, or just in this time in general in first world countries. Like, these people are starving. They're in a war-torn country, I think. They're getting captured by people, becoming slaves, becoming comfort women, whatever that means. It's probably just to appeal the men who just captured them. But yeah, bro, we have it. Our biggest problems are my Wi-Fi's out. It's not working. Why isn't my YouTube video loading? That's our biggest problems. People don't realize that, bro. The next time you have a complaint about anything, realize that you have it good, you have it easy, and be grateful.
Collector circles like a vulture. Then two officials arrive with an interpreter, whose eyes won't meet yours.
That guy's
Factory
Jewish.
work in Manchuria, they explain, showing photographs of smiling girls in clean uniforms. Good wages, regular meals, honorable service to the empire. Your daughter will send money home and return with valuable skills. The promised wage is more than your father makes in 3 months. Your brother needs medicine. Your mother counts the advance payment with shaking hands. More cash than your family has seen in years.
So the solution is when you're broke, you just sell your daughter off to some random Asian man. Like, what kind of solution is this, bro? This seems like some Attack on Titan plot, except it's real. Because in Attack on Titan, remember they tried to capture the girl, I forgot her name, Aaron's sister, stepsister, or whatever, because he ends up liking her. It's a weird show. Anyways, they tried to steal her and capture her, and then they accidentally ended up killing her mom or something.
Many girls from neighboring villages have already volunteered. The interpreter continues, this opportunity won't last long. You want to refuse.
Bro, I'm gonna guess that they're literally just not gonna pay them. Because what obligation do they have? Didn't they just take over the land, or it's a war or whatever's going on here? They could just take over, not pay them, take their daughter, keep her as whatever they want to do. Like, they have no obligation to pay you. Like, don't be dumb, don't fall for this scam. Even if they said no, they're probably forcefully taking her.
Every instinct screams against their too smooth promises and predatory eyes. But your brother coughs in the next room. Your father's hands shake from exhaustion. And your mother's tears have worn permanent tracks down her cheeks. I'll do it, you whisper, the words tasting like betrayal. 3 days later, you board a freight train with 11 other girls, clutching a cloth bundle containing everything you own. A family photo, your grandmother's silver hairpin, and a notebook of secret Korean poems. You don't know you're packing for hell. The train journey becomes a nightmare parade of red flags. Guards with rifles replace the polite officials. The promised meals are rice balls handed out once daily. There's no toilet, just a bucket for 12 girls. By day 3, Mi Young from the village north of yours develops a fever. By day 7, she dies in your arms. The guards drag her body.
That's wild, bro. You got promised all these luxuries, I guess, for becoming these people's slaves, and then you're sitting on a train on a ride to where you have to go. The girl next to you dies. You're like, yeah, I got scammed. You real life got scammed.
Out like garbage and leave her beside the tracks. Clean up the mess, they tell you. As if she was refuse instead of a person with a name and a family waiting for letters that will never come. The train stops in Burma, thousands of miles from the promised Manchuria. Military trucks transport you through dense jungle to a compound surrounded by double rows of barbed wire. Guard towers rise from each corner, searchlights already beginning their evening sweep. Commander Sato addresses your group with a matter-of-fact tone of someone reading a supply manifest. You are here to serve the sexual needs of the Imperial Japanese Army. You will serve as...
Whoa, bro. So they are not called comfort women. Just call them sex slaves. I know it's a harsh term and phrase and word, but just be honest with the title at this point. Bro, how much negative game do you have that you can't physically acquire women on your own? That you have to capture them and then force them to pleasure you or give you attention or do certain acts for you? Like, that's actually embarrassing. I would be so embarrassed as one of these Japanese or Asian or Korean men. I forgot the races. They're all interchangeable. No, they're not. Don't cancel me. But you know what I mean? Like, you are a loser, bro. It's like, this reminds me of those people that are like, oh, I'm too nice. She don't like nice guys. Yeah, because you're a loser. You're a dweeb. You have no confidence. Maybe they inherited genetics from these weirdos.
Soldiers according to the schedules we provide. You will not resist, refuse, or attempt escape. The jungle will kill you faster than we will, but we will kill you if necessary. You are assigned number 7, the name Tanaka Michiko, and a room barely large enough for a sleeping mat and water basin. The wooden placard nailed above your door replaces your identity. That's who you are now, a number. The first
Kind of like Squid Games. Is this where Squid Games got the idea to number people?
soldier comes that very night, young, maybe 20, with soft features that might have been kind in another life, but his eyes are empty, his hands rough.
Being 20 years old and a grown man excited to get down with a kidnapped woman? What a weirdo. Bro, this is what happens to the people who like have no friends, have no girls interested in them. I think they just develop a horrendous personality. Like, you have to have some type of social life in high school. You know, you can't go around like this, then you're gonna end up like one of these losers.
And he speaks Japanese words you don't understand, while he destroys everything you thought you knew about your own body. You try to disappear into memories of your mother's garden, your father reading newspaper by lamplight, but the pain keeps pulling you back. When it's over, you lie on your mat, understanding that the girl who boarded the train in Andong just died. By your first week's end, you serviced 47 soldiers. You count because your mind needs
47 in a week, bro? What? Oh my gosh. Bro, this is a horrible thing that happened to these women, but why did these women experience what women today do on purpose? Like, really think about it. Girls today, women today are sleeping with 1,000 dudes in a day, 1,000 dudes in a week, 1,000 dudes in a month, 1,000 dudes in their lifetime on purpose. Hundreds of people. That's weird, bro. Come on. People have no shame, man. We need to bring back shame for men, women, and everybody else.
something to hold on to, some way to measure time in a place where days blur into endless violation. Time becomes fluid. Days measured not by sunrise, but by soldier rotations, meal deliveries, weekly medical examinations that feel like additional violations. You turn 18 sometime in 1942,
She was a minor? Oh my God. She was a minor too? This story just keeps getting worse, bro.
though birthdays don't exist here. You develop mental compartmentalization so complete you learn to separate consciousness from flesh entirely. While soldiers use your body, your mind retreats to a small, clean room where you sit with your grandmother, embroidering flowers that will never fade. Su Jin, another survivor, becomes your lifeline. She teaches you which guards can be bribed, which soldiers turn violent when drunk, how to fake illness convincingly enough to earn rest without triggering punishment. Make them see you as slightly more human than the others. She would.
Wait, but if she's a survivor, then why is she still there? She survived, but she didn't escape. She's still locked up. What is she doing now? Also, I don't think we've addressed the actual root cause of the issue. Is her people getting paid? They sold her daughter into sex slavery, and are they even paying her? Like, what's going on here?
Whispers, but not so human you become a threat. Some girls develop different coping mechanisms. Kyung-sun stops speaking entirely. Jung-mi talks to herself in rapid whispers that sound like prayer, but use no recognizable words. You perfect the art of absence, floating above scenes while your body endures what cannot be survived. By 1944, chronic pain settles into your joints. Your teeth loosen from vitamin deficiency. Infections linger for weeks without proper medicine. New girls arrive sporadically. You teach them survival rules. Don't fight unless fighting will win. Remember your real name, but only in your head. Save strength for surviving, not for gestures that accomplish nothing. Some listen, others break within weeks. You perform small rituals for girls who don't survive, whispering their real names to
What do they mean survive? As in live and die, or survive as in the nobody's gonna survive that mentally. Bro, who is gonna survive that getting, by thousands of men throughout weeks and months? Nobody's gonna survive that. You can't. She said it herself. She stopped speaking. Like, bro, what's going on here? At this point, you have two choices. You either let it happen or you kill one of the dudes and get killed yourself. Like, there's no real choices here. Your life it sucks, bro. Your parents sold you into this. It's not cool.
jungle spirits, promising their stories won't be forgotten. August 1945. Japan surrenders, but nobody unlocks your door. Officers burn papers behind the administrative building, and rumors spread of some posts disposing of women. Commander Sato announces transport will be arranged for your relocation. Sujin overhears guards talking. They're eliminating evidence before evacuation. All evidence. You escape during the darkest pre-dawn hour, cutting through barbed wire with a stolen kitchen knife, following Sujin's hand-drawn map towards a river 2 miles northeast. The jungle swallows you immediately. A wall of green so dense you lose sight of the compound within 50 yards. For 4 days you follow game trails and stream beds, eating leaves and bark, drinking from streams without worrying about disease. Sujin develops fever on day 3, becomes delirious, and dies quietly on day 4. You dig her grave with bare hands and whisper her real name. Park Soo-jin from Incheon to the spirits. For the first time since capture,
I'm not believing this story anymore. No way she died in 4 days. She would not have died in 4 days, and she would not have died quietly if she was out eating parasitic water, getting delirious, getting random diseases. You wouldn't just die in one day just like that in a quick, timely fashion. Were you able to carelessly just go away? Also, I know that Japan lost or whatever, but why couldn't they just have escaped earlier? Or did people try to do that and they just lost? But the dude said earlier that if you escape, the force is going to eat you, but now she's escaping and clearly she hasn't been eaten yet. Like, you gotta take radical actions if you're in situations like this. There's no other choice you could do.
you are completely alone. The Burmese village, where you finally stumble, emaciated and infected, provides rice and fish broth, but treats you with distant wariness. You represent something they don't want to acknowledge. War's reality for women.
I thought they were about to say an Asian, realizing that they're also Asian.
Allied forces eventually process you through repatriation camps, a nightmare of paperwork and bureaucratic indifference. Mrs. Kim, an older Korean woman, coaches you through the system. Tell them you are a factory worker. The truth makes officials uncomfortable, and uncomfortable officials don't approve paperwork. The merchant vessel to Busan takes 12 days. You spend most of it on deck, watching the ocean and trying to prepare for a homecoming that feels like attending your own funeral. 9 months later, you're standing in front of your own home. Your mother opens the door before you knock.
9 months, her mom became an old gray granny lady with a bunch of wrinkles and gray hair. 9 months ago, she looked like a normal lady with dark hair who looked young. What happened in 9 months? Did they even get paid? That's what I want to know. What do you think the mom's gonna tell her? Like, oh yeah, I'm sorry we sold you. We didn't even get anything in return. We just wanted to get rid of you because you were annoying to us. Like,
Aged decades in your absence. Hair completely gray. Face lined with permanent worry channels. Sunja? She whispers, using your real name for the first time in years. Your family has built a life during your absence. Your father has steady work with American supervisors. Your brother studies engineering in Seoul on an American scholarship. There's no space in their recovered world for the broken stranger you've become. That night, listening to your parents.
so after she got sold into these army camps of a bunch of dudes, their lives became way better and her life just plummeted. Did they get paid? I don't think so. Why would they pay them if they're a bunch of scammers who just lied about everything, about feeding them, about taking care of them? They obviously didn't get paid. They just sold her, realized they made a mistake, and in 9 months, everybody's life turned around. How? That's all it took was 9 months? You couldn't have just waited 9 months with your own daughter?
Parents whisper about your hollow eyes and flinching reactions. You know you can't stay. Within a week, you leave Andong forever, carrying a carefully crafted lie about finding work in Seoul. Seoul in 1946 is
So you're telling me the parents got to finally meet again their daughter that was missing for 9 months, or purposely missing, I guess, for 9 months, and got her back thinking she was dead. And their first choice, first response that they're okay with is her leaving again and leaving them. Like, how? That's your daughter, bro. It was 9 months. It's like if I go to college and my parents just kick me out after not being like, what's going on here?
the city reinventing itself. Perfect for someone needing to disappear. You find factory work, rent corners of boarding house rooms, perfect the art of existing without leaving traces. You move 7 times, change jobs 12 times, develop supernatural
Change job 12 times? Nowadays in America, people can't even find a job once in 12 years.
abilities to survive chaos using skills learned in a compound, reading men's intentions, becoming invisible when necessary. The Korean War arrives like returning fever. Chinese soldiers, North Korean troops, American forces. To women like you, they're all potential threats. You learn to recognize army units moving through the city and disappear until they pass. By 30, you look 50. Malnutrition has left your teeth loose, hair thin. Chronic infections have damaged your reproductive system so severely, a back alley doctor calls it war damage, as if your body were a bombed building. Sometimes this feels like loss, the traditional life that might have provided cover. More often, it feels like mercy. You've become an expert seamstress, read voraciously, write poetry in your notebook. At 50, you realize you've spent more years hiding than you lived before it happened.
I don't mean to hate on this video, but let's be honest. This is not like your life as a comfort woman. This is your life as the highest peak example of a comfort woman. Because your life as a comfort woman is you would get captured, you'd get do the dirty with people by thousands of people, which is hella crazy. And then you probably either get killed, try to escape, or end up doing it yourself. Like, this is not the life of this is the peak life that you could probably be if you were in the situation, which is horrendous, bro.
You begin wondering if silence honors what happened to you, or if it's another form of imprisonment. Korea democratizes in the 1980s. Students occupy universities. Journalists investigate forbidden topics. The enforced silence that protected you begins feeling more like suffocation than safety. In 1990, you read about Professor Yun Chung Ok's research into comfort women, the clinical term finally giving name to your experiences. We need survivor testimonies, she says, to ensure this history isn't forgotten. After 17 drafts over 3 months, you mail a letter offering testimony. 3 weeks later, they reply with compassion and professionalism. In your small apartment, you tell your story in fragments to researchers who believe you. Understand the historical context. Value your experience as evidence rather than shame. On August 14, 1991, you stand outside the Japanese embassy with 12 other survivors. Most wear masks to conceal identities. You choose to show your face. After 50 years of hiding, you want to be seen. Kim Hak-sun gives the first public testimony. When she finishes, you step forward. My name is Kim Soon-ja, you say, using your real name publicly for the first time since 1941.
Yo, I couldn't imagine what it's even like trying to, confess to this or say your story after you went through all this. Like, bro, people nowadays have it hard trying to confess that somebody, stole from them because they feel like it's snitching. People don't want to confess about their victims or who did something to them because they feel like it's going to backfire on them or they're going to do something to them. When, bro, just get involved with the police. It's always better than nothing at the end of the day. Like, we got to stop making like excuses for every situation we are in. We just got to do what's right. And even though it's scary, we got to do what's right.
I was 17 when they took me. I want the world to know what happened to us. Your voice shakes, but grows strong.
Again, I don't mean to hate on them. They didn't take you. You volunteered. Again, I don't mean to hate. I promise. She said she volunteered, and her parent also allowed it to happen. So it was a horrible parent and a horrible choice as a little kid. The parent should stop that from happening.
With each sentence, you describe the system for what it was: state-organized sexual slavery, used as a weapon of war and a crime that destroyed hundreds of thousands of lives. We were children with dreams and families and futures. You took all of that and tried to erase us from history. The response is immediate and overwhelming. Support letters from women's groups and individuals expressing admiration, but criticism too. Anonymous calls questioning your motives. Letters suggesting
her motives? What other motives could she have besides trying to get justice on the people who did some crazy stuff to her?
Maintain dignity through silence. On January 8, 1992, you joined the first of the now weekly Wednesday demonstrations, growing in size and international attention. You become a regular participant, testimony becoming part of Korean and international consciousness. You speak at universities, the UN, legislative bodies worldwide. Japan issues partial acknowledgments but avoids legal responsibility. They support an Asian women's fund that offers atonement money as private charity rather than government reparations. You join other survivors in rejecting these payments. We don't want charity. We want acknowledgement that crimes were committed. At 90, you reflect on 2 decades of advocacy. Legal goals remain unfulfilled. Japan hasn't accepted responsibility or provided adequate reparations. But cultural transformation is undeniable.
Bro, the government's always gonna get away with anything. Countries don't ever admit to anything. I don't think either of those countries, I forgot if it was Korea or Japan, whichever one it was, Japan never apologized to Korea for the war or something like that. One or the other. Like, no country's gonna take responsibility for anything they do. No person's ever gonna take it if it's obviously bad. Like, why would you admit to it? The world is a very dumb place.
Comfort women issue is now part of historical consciousness. Your testimony preserved for future generations. Museums, memorials, and educational programs ensure the history you helped reveal will survive. University courses examine the comfort women system as a case study in systemic sexual violence and historical justice. Your decision to break silence has inspired other survivors worldwide to find their own voices. In your final years, you tell visiting relatives, everyone faces moments when they can choose silence or truth. I chose silence for 50 years. It protected me, but also imprisoned me. When I chose truth, it was frightening, but also liberating. The important thing is to choose consciously, rather than let fear decide.
The important thing, as hard as it may be for some people, depending on your situation and the gravity of it, is always truth. Always tell what actually happened. Always come out with it to the police, to people you know, to anything. You gotta report the instances, or else you're gonna hold on to this for years and years and years. And later on, if it is true, you're gonna come out with it and nobody's gonna believe you. Like, that was a crazy video, bro. I could not imagine the life of any of these people in these historical periods, bro. That's why I always think about my life, and I'm like, Bro, we are so lucky to be born in this era, in these decades where life is so good compared to how it was before. Like I've never experienced like a real war where like our country is, you know what I'm saying? There's other countries that have globally and are still in wars now, but I've never experienced it in America. So I'm grateful every day and will be grateful for the rest of my life. And bro, if something happened, if you've gone through something, anything at all, speak to people, speak to your family the most, speak to the people who you trust the most. You know, you gotta say the words. You gotta speak it out loud. You can never hold it in, you know? Unless it really doesn't matter. If somebody stole your cookie, then you don't gotta say it. No, nobody cares. You're not a victim, buddy. But yeah, you know, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what country you are from and what capital is the city of that country.